Good evening, all you fags and faggots. It's Pride Month, and you know what that means. My annual collection of hand-picked magic cards that are certified the most homosexual by the most homosexual vampire on YouTube. Probably. Quick reminder, this list is only representing the G in LGBTQ+. I am but a gay vampire, thus my worldview can only be seen through those deliciously muscly, lube-smothered lenses. So if that pitches your tent or moistens your garden in any way, and why wouldn't it, let's get off to the Rainbow Road with 2024's Gayest Magic Cards. Mysterious Pathfinder. The flavor text reads, "For good or ill, most fae can't resist meddling in the adventures of any knight they meet." Well, this fae-feathered twink can meddle in my adventures. As Kurt Cobain once wrote, "Load up all guns, bring your friends." Especially if they look like you, Mr. Pathfinder. Grrr. Germaine, Pride of the Circus. This little infinity gem sparkles hard. Aside from being the pride of a circus, which alone is credential for the Cosmic Homo Award, let's look at the additional evidence. We have a roaring lion with a mane that spills down to his gym-sculpted torso, dressed to the nines in a spandex onesie, as he wields a sparkling fly swatter against a giant angry black widow. And need I point out the obvious Siegfried and Roy reference? Add the fact that the artist's name is Scooter, and we have a card so gay it will send any right-winged snake slithering to the hills. I'm looking at you, Marjorie Taylor Greene. Kamal, Fist of Krosa. Whenever this muscle-bound gym rat isn't fisting through armies on behalf of Krosa, he's spending his time holding his sword in a distinctly curious manner. Some might even say he's cocksure. Okay, so you got a big sword. That don't impress me much. But I'm sure there are thousands of size queens out there who would be. Asterion the Decadent. Yes, he's from D&D, but he's also a pushover for bears. Literally, he shagged a bear, uncircumcised. This and any other vampire elf shall forever be in the Homo Halls of Fame for that act alone. Anson Maddox was on the right track when he imagined the Sangir vampires and Llanowar elves worlds colliding. The wood would be covered with vampire elves, and the vampire elves' wood would be covered in... Come on, people. I mean, I do have some class. We need to get a new chair! Shilgengar, Sire of Famine. The definition of sire is a male parent of an animal, especially a stallion or bull kept for breeding. And this leather-bound demon daddy man spreading triumphantly on a throne made of angel wings is undeniably giving breeding vibes. Sure, he may be emotionally unavailable and even life-threatening to approach, but that's what all the best daddies are. Plus, look at the size of that cod piece. You could chip a tooth on it. Sylvan Safekeeper. Magali Villeneuve knows how to paint beautiful people, and holy hell is this guy beautiful. We're talking if he was crossing the street, I'd crash the car looking beautiful. Bonus points for spending time at the Heart of the Wood, which would have been a great name for a gay bar if they still existed. Thanks a lot, Grinder. Vraska. It's not a celebration of gayosity without representation of a true queen, and Vraska is the real deal. Not only is she regal and fierce, but she's finally made marriage material out of Magic's most famous bottom, Jace Bellerin. After all, she gave him the stinging of his life on New Phyrexia that was so good, you know he's never going astray. Hell, they even adopted a kid together. Any way you look at it, Vraska's got Jace pegged for life. She probably has even had a special chair made for it. Hike up that cloak and pound home, queen. Jolted Awake. This card depicts what happens when you bottom for the first time unprepared. That's why you need to spend time practicing before you take in energy counters, even if it's just 2 of them. Heed my advice on this one, boys. You have to love yourself before you can love anyone else. And that includes up the butt. Dryad of Il-Dal Grove. You can choose whichever iteration of this shimmering emerald-tinted piece of meat you want, but no matter which one you pick, you are going to be as slippery as black ice on a winter highway road. There's 3 delicious options: piercing blue eyes, DSLs you could use for a pillow, or, my personal favorite, lounging lazily in a tree with full-on frontal Nixian dick. Don't see it? Allow me to demonstrate through cutting-edge special effects. You're welcome. Well, that's all for this year. But fun and joke aside, for anyone out there who is part of the LGBTQ+ tribe, here's the truth. Being different is hard, and we have to remember to love ourselves even if it feels like no one else does. Because it will make you stronger than any opposing force that will come up against you, magic or otherwise. And for what it's worth, I love you. Happy Pride, you dirty little spell slingers. Ta-ta!